Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jaimini Astrology channel. In today's episode, we'll try to apply Mandook Dasha in practice. I've chosen K.N.Rao horoscope due to one obvious and particular reason. While dealing with Mandook Dasha, we follow the methods given obviously by K.N.Rao, taken from his book called Predicting True Karakamsha&Jaimini's Mandook Dasha. So I thought it would be the best and most suitable example to choose K.N.Rao's horoscope. Okay, so step by step, obviously we'll establish the order of Mandook Dasha. We will count the Mahadasha years for various dashas, and we'll see if we're able to trace the events from the past while using Mandook Dasha. Okay, so let's begin. First of all, we need to ask, is Mandook Dasha applicable to that particular horoscope or not at all? So, what we can see here, we've got three grahas, which is Mangala, which is Shukra, which is also Chandra in the first house, which is Kendra house of the horoscope. We've got the fourth house empty, seventh house empty, no grahas there, and we've got Guru falling into the 10th house of Karka. So, as we can see, we've got at least 4 grahas remaining in the Kendra houses of the horoscope. So, the main condition is fulfilled. In order to use Mandook Dasha on a particular horoscope, we need to have at least 4 grahas remaining in Kendra houses of the horoscope. So here we've got 3 grahas in the Lagna first house and 1 graha in the 10th house, which gives us 4. Simple, okay? Let me clear that. Just give me a second. Okay, and we'll go straight to counting the Mahadasha's years. First of all, we'll establish the order of Mandook Dasha. We see that Lagna falls in the sign of Tula, which is obviously an odd sign. So, the order of our Mandook Dasha will be direct, meaning that will be counting clockwise all the time, because Tula is an odd sign. So we'll start our Mandook Dasha from the Lagna itself and we'll be counting clockwise. Okay? Let me clear that. Okay? And let's deal with counting the years for particular dashas in the Mandook Dasha scheme. So we're starting obviously from the sign of Tula. That will be our first Mahadasha, the Mahadasha of Tula. What can we see here? We've got the ruler of the sign, which is Shukra, remaining in his own sign. Yeah, so this way we'll know that the Dasha of Tula will consist of 12 years, because we've got the ruler of the sign remaining is in his own sign. So it gives us 12 full years. We see the date of birth of K.N.Rao. It is 12th of October 1931. So the first Mahadasha of Tula will be from 1931. It is of 12 years, so it will end at 1943, in 1943, okay? So that's the first Dasha, okay? After that, in order, we'll have the Makara Dasha. Well, that will be our second Mahadasha. Okay, so let's see where's the owner of the sign. We'll be counting anti-clockwise because Makara is an even sign. 1, 2. Here we've got the ruler of Makara, which is Shani. It gives us 2 years. So Makara Mahadasha will be from 1943 up to 1945. 2 years. Okay. We'll jump to the third Mahadasha, which will be of obviously Mesha. Here we've got the ruler of Mesha, which is Mangala, in the 7th house. 7 places, signs or houses away from the sign it governs. So in that particular case, scenario, it is obviously an exception. So instead of giving 7 years for Mesha Mahadasha, we will give 10 full years. So Mesha Mahadasha will be from 1945, 10 years, consisting of 10 years, and will end up in 1955. That's clear. It was the third Mahadasha in order. Okay? The fourth Mahadasha will be that one of Karka. Yeah? Of Karka. Karka is an even sign, so we'll be counting anti-clockwise up to its ruler. Okay? So, as we can see, we've got Chandra in Tula, counting anti-clockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. We will receive the 10 years as the length of Karka Mahadasha, and that Karka Mahadasha will start obviously in 1955, ends in 1965, consisting of 10 years. Let's clear the picture. Then we'll have another Mahadasha, the fifth Mahadasha, which will be of obviously Rishika, starting the second cycle. Yeah, we finished that. Karka, so the next sign in trine is obviously Rishika, because we're counting clockwise. Yes? Okay, let's clear that quickly, and we'll be counting the years for Mahadasha of Rishika. Rishika is an even sign, so we'll be counting anti-clockwise. So let's count. 1, 2. We've got the ruler of Rishika, which is Mangala here. So the Mah in Tula. So the Mahadasha of Rishika will consist only of 2 years, and it will start in 1965 and end in 1967. Yeah, let's clear that. Then after Rishika, obviously we'll jump to Kumbha. That will be our next Mahadasha. Kumbha is an odd sign, so we'll be counting clockwise. Okay, so won't do it sign by sign. Okay, we can see that Shani, the ruler of Kumbha, is in Danu, which is 11 places or signs or houses away from the sign it governs. We'll be counting obviously clockwise. So we see that in this way we'll see that Mahadasha of Kumbha will consist of 11 years, and the years for that particular Mahadasha will be from 1967 up to 1978. Okay? After completing the Mahadasha of Kumbha, we'll obviously jump to Mahadasha of Rishabha. Okay? Mahadasha of Rishabha. Rishabha is an even sign. We'll be counting anti-clockwise up to its ruler, which is Shukra, remaining in the sign of Tula, counting anti-clockwise, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 at Tula. So our Mahadasha of Vrishabha will consist of 8 years, okay? And the years for that particular Mahadasha will be from 1978 ending in 1986, correct? Correct indeed. Okay, let me clear that. We'll then count our next Mahadasha in order, which will be the Mahadasha of Simha. Simha is an odd sign, so we'll be counting clockwise up to its ruler. Simha 1, then Kanya 2, and we've got our Surya in the sign of Kanya. So the Mahadasha of Simha will consist of 2 years. Okay? So I believe that should be clear. Then, after completing the second cycle, we'll start our third cycle. Okay, so we finished at Simha. We need to find the next sign in trine to Simha, which is Danu, and we'll start the third cycle from Danu. That will be our next Mahadasha, and we'll count the years for Mahadasha of Danu. We see that the ruler of Danu, which is Guru, has traveled 8 signs from the sign it rules. We see that Guru remains in the sign of Karka. So 1, 2, Makara 3, Kumbha, Mina 4, Mesha 5, Rishabha 6, Mithuna 7, Karka 8. So this way we know that our Danu Mahadasha will consist of 8 years, and the years for that particular Mahadasha will be 1988 when it starts, and the Mahadasha ends in 1996. Okay, so let me clear that. We'll jump to the next Mahadasha in order, which will be obviously Mina. So Mina is an even sign, so we'll be counting anti-clockwise. Yeah, so I won't go through the whole zodiac. Okay, we see Guru, that Guru obviously is in Karka, so it is here. Counting anti-clockwise, it gives us 9 years, okay, because Guru has moved from the sign of Mina, yeah, to the sign of Karka. Counting anti-clockwise, yeah, it is placed 9 signs away from the sign of Mina in obviously Karka. So the Mahadasha of Mina will start in 1996 and will end in 2005. Okay, after the Mahadasha of Mina, we'll have the Mahadasha of Mithuna starting in 2005. Okay, so Mithuna is an odd sign. We'll count clockwise up to its ruler, so let's count 1, 2, 3, 4. There's the ruler, which is Buddha, found in Kanya. So the Mahadasha of Mithuna will consist of 4 years. So as I've said, it started 2005 and it ended up 2009, because the length of the Mahadasha was of 4 years. Okay, so then after the Mahadasha of Mithuna, we'll have our last Mahadasha in the entire cycle of Mandook Dasha, and that will be the Mahadasha obviously of Kanya. Here we've got the ruler placed in its own sign, which is Buddha remaining in the sign of Kanya. So in these circumstances, the Mahadasha of Kanya will consist of 12 years. So the Mahadasha of Kanya started in 2009 and finished in 2021. So what to do in such circumstances when the entire scheme of Mandook Dasha is finished? So then it's very simple. We'll start from the beginning. Well, we covered the whole scheme of Mandook Dasha, so we'll have to return to the very beginning. After completing the whole cycle, if the person lives longer, we'll start from the first Mahadasha in order, the same as we started at birth, okay? So we completed the whole Mandook Dasha, the whole scheme. So then we'll have to start from the Lagna itself, okay? So the next Mahadasha starting in 2021 will be the Mahadasha of Tula, obviously. Here we've got Shukra as the owner or ruler of the sign remaining in its own Rashi. So the Mahadasha of Tula will consist obviously of 12 years, and that's pretty it. Okay, now we will see if we can trace some events from K.N.Rao's past, how these events can be shown, through Mandook Dasha. Okay, just give me a second, a sip of coffee. So let's say we'll pick the first Mahadasha in the entire Mandook Dasha scheme, which will be the Mahadasha of Tula. So the Mahadasha of Tula was the first one of 12 years, started in 1931, ended in 1943. What event we would like to trace? There was one particular and serious event in K.N.Rao's life during that time. Even more than one, okay? So, okay. At the age of 11, K.N.Rao was seriously ill and suffered from typhoid. It was a very serious illness, very serious condition. I need to remind you, these were the 40s of the previous century, there was the years we're talking about. It was 1943, when K.N.Rao was suffering and recovering, from typhoid. Okay, times were different. Okay, so his condition was very serious. How can we see that particular event while using Mandook Dasha? Okay, what to focus on? Obviously, if you deal with Jyotisha, you need to know the basic significations of the grahas or the planets. Without knowing that, you can dream of doing or understanding Jyotisha. Okay, so let's see what is happening here. We see three grahas in the Lagna, which is Shukra, which is Chandra, which is Mangala. We deal with Jaimini astrology. So look at these grahas. Mangala, it is Matrikaraka. Okay, Chandra, it is Darakaraka. Okay, then Shukra, it is Gnati Karaka. Okay, this is nice. Jaimini, Raja Yoga, let's say Shukra Chandra, yeah, remaining in the same house. Okay, but okay, have a look. Shukra is obviously Gnati Karaka. I'm sorry. Yeah, Gnati Karaka is responsible for sickness, diseases, carries the signification of the sixth house. Okay, Mangala, natural, malefic as well. Okay, here in that particular circumstances, here Chandra or the moon is the significator of typhoid as sickness, okay, as the disease. Look what is happening here. Those three grahas aspect the fifth house of the horoscope. Why the fifth house becomes so important here? Which house represents, is responsible for our stomach, for our belly? This is obviously the fifth house. The fifth house is responsible for our stomach, for our belly. Here we've got Gnati Karaka, which is Shukra, Chandra and Mangala. Those three grahas aspecting the fifth house from Lagna. First house, which is also responsible for physique, your physical body itself. Yeah, so that's clearly visible what is happening here. What we can add here, we've got Guru in the 10th house aspecting the 5th house as well. Guru natural, benefic here, Guru, it is also Amatya Karaka. Amatya Karaka, so we need to stress its benevolent, yeah, protecting aspect here. So Guru is also aspecting the 5th house. I need to remind you once again, in the previous century, yeah, the medicine, yeah, the technology, yeah, it was not so developed as it is right now. And imagine in India a child, yeah, falling into such a sickness which was typhoid, yeah, that particular time it was deadly serious, it was a real danger to health. K.N.Rao spent several weeks while recovering from that particular disease. He could not eat normally for several weeks. He could only take small liquid meals. Yeah, he couldn't eat anything else, nothing steady. Yeah, no normal food. Yeah, having a, would say, normal texture. Yeah, he was on liquidized diet. Yeah, and for several weeks he couldn't eat at all. It was very serious. Okay, it's enough about sickness, about typhoid. Okay, right now there was one more very important event happening during that time. The mother of K.N.Rao, who was a great astrologer herself, had initiated K.N.Rao during that time into astrology, into Jyotisha. Yeah, so that event can be also seen as what we can see here on the chart. We've got obviously those three grahas from Lagna, Shukra, Chandra, Mangala aspecting the 5th house, plus Guru from the 10th house aspecting the 5th. You need to also pay attention to Charakarakas. Obviously, Mangala is Matrikaraka. Matrikaraka aspecting the 5th house. Yeah? Guru, Amatya Karaka aspecting the 5th house. I mentioned that Jaimini, Raja, Yoga, Shukra and Chandra remaining in the same sign or having an aspect. Yeah, this is also Jaimini, Raj, Yoga. So, in this way, we can also trace that event as the initiation into Jyotisha. K.N.Rao was initiated by his own mother into the field of Jyotisha. Okay, so let me clear that picture, or let me stress one more thing. Okay, what we need to pay attention to. Obviously, when we deal with Tula Mahadasha, pay attention when we've got our Atma Karaka, responsible for the body, physical body. Atma Karaka falls in the 12th house. K.N.Rao was hospitalized. Yeah, he remained in hospital for some time. We've got Atma Karaka, Surya in the 12th. Yeah, that Atma Karaka also receive the aspect from the 6th of Rahu. Here is obviously Ketu in 12th. Yeah, receives the aspect of Shani, natural, malefic, but there is also Buddha, Putra Karaka in the 12th house, and one more important thing, Shani is the 5th house ruler, so it also helps. Okay, so let me clear that picture here, and we'll talk briefly about a few different events from K.N.Rao's life and how we can see or trace them through Mandook Dasha. Okay, so we'll jump to, I would say, Karka Dasha. So we've got our Karka here. This is, as we can see, the 10th house of the horoscope itself. Okay, the Karka Dasha started in 1955 and obviously it was of 10 years, ended in 1965. So what I mentioned previously, it was the Dasha of the 10th house, which is Karka in that particular horoscope. Here in Karka we've got exalted Guru, which is Amatya Karaka itself. Amatya Karaka, it is related to our status, to our job. Yeah, it shows our job, our professional duties. It is related to our career. Okay, and that period was extremely important to K.N.Rao. What happened in 1957? K.N.Rao joined government service through All India competition. Yeah, he joined successfully the government service through All India competition. We mentioned Amatya Karaka in the 1st house. Okay, then let's see. If we talk about the competition, which house is responsible for competition? Simple answer. Competitions, exams, they are shown through the 6th house in the horoscope. Yeah? Let's see what is happening in the horoscope, in the 6th house. When we see the horoscope from Karka Mahadasha, in the 6th house in Danu we've got Shani, which is Bratri Karaka. In the 3rd house we've got Buddha Putra Karaka. Yeah, Buddha Putra Karaka. We've got Surya, which is Atma Karaka. It itself, it gives us another Jaimini Raja Yoga, Atma Karaka, together with Putra Karaka, or their aspect constitutes a Jaimini Raja Yoga. Okay, so we can see it is happening in the third house. Okay, in the third house we've got also aspects. Yeah, Atma Karaka, Putra Karaka aspecting Shani, Bratri Karaka, yeah, and simultaneously, obviously, Shani also aspects the third house and those Karakas in there. Yeah, so what does it tell us? I've mentioned that the sixth house of the horoscope is responsible for, let's call it, competition, yeah, for different exams, yeah, for interviews, yeah, when you go to the interview, yeah, it is shown by your sixth house, yeah. I need to stress once again the importance of understanding and knowing the significations of particular houses and grahas. If you do not know it properly, you can't understand, or do properly Jyotisha. Yeah? Let me give you just quickly a brief example related to Shani. Yeah? People deal with Vedic astrology, as they call it, with Jyotisha, talking about significations, karakatvas of the grahas, talking about Shani without knowing that Shani is the main karaka for democracy, isn't it? Yeah. How many of you are aware of that fact, that Shani is the main karaka for democracy, for the election? Yeah. Why? I can explain it to you very easily, yeah, but I will leave it unresolved, just for I would say, nice brief exercise. Guess, ask yourself, yeah, why Shani is considered as the karaka of democracy. It is obvious. You just need to apply your reasoning, yeah, to figure it out and come to a conclusion that it is logical and obvious. But enough of talking, okay? So what I want to stress and emphasize is that it was the time of self-effort for K.N.Rao. He applied, as I've said, to join government service. So obviously, third house, yeah, it talks, it shows us, our efforts, our will, yeah, our strength, yeah, our will to participate in something, our will to make some efforts in order to achieve something, yeah. So that's the third house of efforts and will, yeah. So sixth house, as I talked previously, yeah, sixth house of competition, of exams, of interviews, yeah, that's all important. Obviously, K.N.Rao joined the government service in 1957. It was obviously Karakamsha&Jaimini. If you want to break it down, you can go through Antardasha and check Antardashas. It was 1957. Before that, K.N.Rao was a lecturer in English. Yeah, before he joined the government service through All India competition. Okay, so let me clear that picture. There were obviously many events which we can talk, yeah, in K.N.Rao's life, and I'm just going to focus on a few without going too deeply. Okay, let me think. Maybe we'll jump to Danu Mahadasha. Okay, Danu Mahadasha, or before Danu. Okay, let's jump to for a second, okay? For a second, let's jump to Rishabha Mahadasha, okay? Rishabha Mahadasha started in 1978, consisted of 8 years, yeah, ended in 1986. Why I want to stop quickly here? Okay, I'll just tell you why. So, what is happening to the sign of Rishabha? I'll just take one aspect, okay? Let's see. Matrikaraka, which falls in the 6th house, yeah, from Rishabha. Matrikaraka, which is Mangala. Here we've got also Shukra, which is Gnati Karaka. Yeah, obviously there's Chandra, natural significator of mother as well. Yeah, they all fall in the 6th house from Rishabha. Okay, so and let's have a look. These grahas aspect the 1st house, obviously, and the 4th, and apart from that, less important, okay, the 10th. Yeah, it simply gives us an indication that there might be some events related to mother and her health. Why? Because there's Matri Karaka along with Gnati Karaka, which carries the significations of the 6th house related to disease, sickness, illness, etc., etc. Matri Karaka, Gnati Karaka, they are aspecting the 1st, which is Lagna, the 4th of Simha. Yeah, so it might give us an indication. So there might be an event related to mother's health. If we go further, break it to, we'll go to Antardasha level. Yeah, obviously it will give us a confirmation. Yeah, during that Mahadasha of Rishabha, K.N.Rao's mother passed away, and we've got just indication, yeah, while looking at Mahadasha of Rishabha, that some event related to mother's health might take place. Okay, let me clear that picture. We'll jump to Mahadasha of Danu, let's say. Mahadasha of Danu Mahadasha started in 1988 and ended in 1996. Obviously, if it consisted of 8 years. Why that Mahadasha became an important period in K.N.Rao's life. Okay, first event in 1990, K.N.Rao officially retired. Yeah, he retired as Director General of Indian Audit and Accounts Service. So he went to the very top in his government service career. Okay, so how we can see that particular event, for instance, yeah, while looking at Danu Dasha. Okay, we've got obviously Shani in the 1st house, okay, itself significator of retirement, but more importantly, we've got Guru in the 8th house, Guru, which is Amatya Karaka here, yeah, in that particular horoscope. Guru, Amatya Karaka, related to our job, profession, yeah, professional life, yeah. Look, Guru itself, Amatya Karaka, is in the 8th house, and moreover, more importantly, aspects the 12th house of retirement. So in 1990, K.N.Rao retired. Look at the rest of Caracas significators. Look what is happening in the 10th house. Atma Karaka, Surya, Putra Karaka, Buddha, plus Ketu in the 10th house, in the 11th, yeah, Mangala, Chandra, and Shukra, yeah. What also happened during those years from 1988, 1996? Obviously, K.N.Rao retired in 1990, but it was not an end. He progressed with his astrological career, and especially during the 1993, between 1993 and 1995, he visited USA, I believe, at least 5 times, yeah, at least 5 times, where he was teaching Jyotisha to foreign USA students, yeah. So once again, let's have a look. Guru, here in the 8th. One more time, aspects the 12 of foreign lands, foreign trips, yeah, that's very important. At the same time, as I mentioned, look what is happening in the 10th house, yeah, how auspicious is the 10th house, how auspicious is the 11th house from the Lagna of Danu, because we're talking of Danu Mahadasha, and K.N.Rao has visited USA during 1993, between 1993 1950 1995, and he received he was very successful. He was very successful during that time, teaching many foreign students, yeah, Jyotisha. He had, I would say, spectacular success, yeah, as many important Vedic astrologers from USA, they called that visit as the, I would say, landmark, yeah. They described it as Vedic astrology in USA before and after Rao, yeah. K.N.Rao was really successful, yeah, and very popular among those people who were interested in learning Vedic astrology, and he brought that good name and recognition to Jyotisha all over the world. So it was very important period in his life. What to mention, between 1988 and 1996, he was also writing a lot. He wrote several astrological books during that period. Yeah. Okay, so it was, like I'm saying, very important period in his life. Okay, let me clear that picture quickly. Let me clear it, and we'll focus. We'll take up one more Mahadasha. Let's take Mina. Yeah, Mina is a good example as well. Mina Mahadasha started in 1996, ended in 2005. Why we need to look at Mina Mahadasha as well? Because during Mina Mahadasha, K.N.Rao, for a change, was visiting Russia and teaching Russian students. Yeah, he was very successful during that period as well, teaching many Russian students. He was teaching Jyotisha, and he got a huge success in Russia as well. Yeah, and what can we see here when we look at Mina Mahadasha? Let's have a look. We've got Guru, Amatya Karaka, aspects in the 12th house of foreign lands, foreign journeys. Okay, have a look. We've got another Karakas, Shukra, Chandra, Mangala, also aspecting the 12th house. That's how we can explain these foreign trips, for instance. Okay, yeah. Also, let's have a look what is happening here. Still to the 10th house. We've got Atma Karaka, Amatya Karaka. Yeah, aspecting the 10th with Shani there. Yeah, we've got Amatya Karaka in the 5th house. Amatya Karaka in the 5th house. Amatya Karaka in the 5th house. Here we've got Buddha, which is Putra Karaka, and Surya, which is Atma Karaka, in the 7th house, which is 10th from 10th. This is Bhavat Bhavan, one of the basic, most important concepts in entire Jyotisha, which is also word to know. This is 10th, 7th is obviously 10th from 10th. We've got those grahas aspecting the 10th house with Shani, Brati, Karaka there. Yeah, so that's how we see that during that entire period K.N.Rao was also very, very successful. Yeah, okay, so let me clear that picture, and I believe we'll finish at that. What I can mention, I was going to do it briefly, but it took a bit longer. So if you want to research more, yeah, what I would advise, after checking particular Mahadashas, you can go into Antardasha level, Pratyantardasha level, and see how the events are shown from these sub-periods, yeah, levels. Yeah, so if you go to Antardasha, Pratyantardasha, yeah, seek for confirmation if that events are clear in the horoscope or not. Okay, so I think I will finish here. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in next video. Thank you for attention. Goodbye.